the US presidents finish their Avatar The Last Airbender tier list. So we watched the original one and they did like half the characters, but they didn't finish it. For the most part, I agreed with their rankings, actually. I think they had pretty good takes. But yeah, I'm excited to see how they finish this list. Shall we? Cheers, my friends.
Bing, bing, bong, bong.
Now watch this drive.
Good intro.
Soda!
Soda!
Who do you think the best non-bender in the show is?
Longshot,
Ooh.
easy.
Besides Longshot.
Sokka's just too goated.
Bro learned how to sword fight in like a day.
Plus, he's the master
True.
planner.
I always liked that they had a lot of cool
Wait, no, he's not lying though. Bro did learn to sword fight in like a day. He had like one episode with the swordsman master and like all of a sudden he's goated now. I don't know actually how many days did that episode take place over, now that I think about it, because I feel like that took place over multiple days. So he didn't learn to sword fight in a day, but he did learn to sword fight very quickly. Longshot's kind of like a these guys simp over Longshot. That's got to be a meme, but I do like Longshot. I think my favorite non-bender in the show, I'm incredibly biased and I know it, but I think my favorite non-bender of the show has to be either May or Ty Lee. And I feel like people sometimes forget that they're not benders because they're always hanging around Azula, and Azula's like one of the most cracked firebenders in the show. Honestly, I would say it's Ty Lee over May, because Ty Lee's like her pressure point like move set, I think is fucking like, I think that's so cool. So I'd probably give it to Ty Lee in terms of my favorite non-bender.
Who do you think the best non-bender in the show is?
Longshot, easy.
Besides Longshot.
Sokka's just too goated.
Bro learned how to sword
I don't
fight
really
in
like
like a
Sokka that
day.
much, to
Plus,
be
he's
honest.
the master planner.
I always liked that they had a lot of cool non-benders in the show.
They
Yeah,
did
me
a good
too.
job of giving everyone an equal opportunity to be badass.
I agree.
All right, before we continue, let's take a moment to appreciate how cucked Long Fang is.
The literal biggest
No,
cuck in the
Long
entire show.
Fang.
How could you let your shadow government get
Oh,
overthrown by a teenage
no.
girl?
This cuck was sponsored by the shadow government.
And he still lost.
He's still
Zuko
lost.
is next up, and before anyone says anything, he can't be lower than A tier.
A
I
tier?
agree.
What do you mean?
I agree.
A tier?
You can't be serious. Zuko is a lock for S.
I agree.
Nobody developed more.
No,
over the
he's
course of the show
he
than
had
him.
Oh, thank God.
Zuko had the best character development in the entire show. I don't really think that's arguable. That doesn't necessarily make him the best character, but just objectively, he had the most character development. So I think he's at least A tier. But these guys sound like they're going to put him in S, which I agree with 100%.
I thought you guys wouldn't agree.
Are you kidding? Zuko is the best.
I always enjoyed how he acted as a foil to Aang. Opposite side of the same coin situation.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
the parallel between Aang and Zuko and Roku and
It's
Sozin
beautiful.
is key.
Yeah,
Zuko
it's beautiful.
discovering his destiny and helping the Avatar is what prevents history from being repeated.
Zuko
Yes.
probably had it the worst out of anyone in the show besides Aang.
Yeah.
Also kind of true. Zuko had a really, really shitty situation. Between like him and Aang, like obviously Aang lost his entire fucking country, essentially his entire family, which is worse than what Zuko went through, but like Zuko got banished from his country, so he essentially lost it in terms of his own life. So yeah, Zuko had it bad.
Yeah. Your people getting genocided will do that to you.
And literally fucking dying.
Zuko finally growing from his trauma and realizing his full potential is
Yeah.
definitely one of the best parts of the show.
And also like the dynamic between Zuko and Iroh is one of the best dynamics in the entire show. So
Say though, Zuko pissed me off at the end of book 2. Like, why go back to your bullshit now?
Yeah,
Take a
yeah.
hint from Iroh.
Book 2's end is the bitter pill you must swallow
Yeah.
to get to the catharsis that is the second half of Book 3.
I agree with Obama 100% there. Actually, I think everybody got pissed off at the end of book 2 when he decides to like try to go back to the Fire Nation. The rejuvenation of his character in book 3 would not have worked the way it worked if he hadn't done that. Like it was a necessary plot point for his character. So I agree 100%.
There's really no other place he could go besides the top of the list.
Hell
I
yeah.
agree. I agree.
Mad genius himself, Bumi.
The master of neutral
Boomy.
gin.
Finally, representation for Joe, a character his age.
That's a relief,
I
smart
love
ass.
Boomy.
We've already had a character with skin as orange as yours.
Whoa.
Jong?
Jong Jong.
He's got some sick
Jean-
moments. Taking back Omashu was like one of the most powerful feats of earth bending in the show.
Who's
Bro, that scene is so fucking lit. Bumi is cracked out of his mind. And the fact that he's just chilling there in prison the entire time until the moment strikes where he can take it back, dude. Yeah. No, I mean, he's got to get points just for that scene alone.
Who's winning in a fight, Bumi or Toph?
Bumi.
Don't go hating on Toph again.
I'm just being
Ooh, that actually is a tough question. Who wins in a fight, Bumi versus Toph? I think Toph wins. I think Toph wins, personally. Just because of how old Bumi is. I think prime Bumi versus like child Toph in the show, I think prime Bumi wins. But Bumi's also like, he's old as fuck. That is a tough one though. I've never really thought about that. I don't want to go too deep into that, but that's an interesting question.
realistic, King.
Realistic in an alternate reality, maybe.
Enough with the chicanery. Where's Bumi going?
I think he's a good fit for C.
Now put him in B. He's better than
B.
Jong
Yeah,
Jong,
B.
definitely.
B, definitely.
Boulder?
Macho Man Earthbender guy. Pretty good joke
The
character
Boulder.
for the time he was on screen.
He's a good lock for C.
Putting him in
Yeah.
C feels weird with Sparky Boom Man and May in C.
Move them up.
I
then.
agree.
But then May is on the same tier as Azula. That's not right.
Then fucking move her up then. She's easily the best villain in the show.
He's got a point, honestly. She's
Honestly, he's not wrong. I think Azula goes to A, May goes to B, and Boulder stays in C. That's actually, wait, these guys are spitting facts right now. This is like super accurate. These guys are reading my mind.
a part of too many cool moments in the show.
She's also just cool in general.
Yeah, yeah.
Always conniving. Evil maxing type shit.
I guess
Yeah,
you're right.
wait.
Compared to the other,
Bro, these guys are they're in their fucking bag right now. This list looks fucking perfect so far. I mean, long shot up there is kind of a joke, but like other than long shot being up there, this list looks fucking beautiful. I hope they don't ruin it.
villains, they try to humanize her some.
She's a good example of what Zuko could have been.
Yeah, exactly.
How about Judy?
This bitch was creepy as hell.
The
Yeah,
scene in
what the
Lake
fuck?
Laogai
Why
where
is
they're
she here?
training Judy's is one of the creepiest scenes in the show.
Judy's
Yeah.
nuts.
Can you shut up, man?
The problem
There is no war in Ba Sing Se.
is that the concept was intriguing, but the character itself wasn't special.
There was a lot of places
True.
they could have potentially went with that, like freeing the GUDs, but the plot didn't have time for it, I guess.
Yeah,
D tier?
Sounds right,
Could
huh?
be
Yeah,
C, but I
yeah.
don't really care.
yeah.
The little guy himself, Lord Momo of the Momo dynasty.
I love
He's such a
Momo.
silly little guy.
He's the best comic relief character in the show.
Didn't
True.
he have katanas that one time or something?
Yeah, when Aang was
Yeah,
hallucinating.
wait, yeah,
That
he
scene was
did, yeah.
actually so tight.
I think Momo is a lock for A tier.
Honestly, I
A?
think he's an S.
Momo is not S tier. Appa shouldn't even be S tier.
You shut your mouth. Appa is the best animal
I would have
character in
said
any
B,
cartoon.
but I can live
Period.
with that.
Jake the dog.
What?
Mordecai. Arthur.
What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on?
Animal characters that are actual animals.
The difference between Momo and Appa is that Appa had an entire arc specifically
True.
about him. A tier is
True.
Momo's ceiling. The Earth King?
More like the Mid King.
Dude was way too
More
naive for
like
his
the
own
mid
good.
He
king.
was also just a loud mouth. Like, shut the hell up about top secret invasion plans.
He didn't do
He at
anything.
least gets
He literally did nothing. He had like his pet bear and then they got overthrown and then like they take the city back and he just like leaves. He just leaves riding on the back of his bear. And he's like, I guess I'm not the king anymore. Like, what the fuck kind of king are you? Like, he's D tier,
some props for having an open mind and listening to Team Avatar.
The bear was pretty funny
I
too.
guess.
This ain't the bear, it's just the guy.
C
Yeah.
tier at best then, to be honest.
Yeah.
Did this guy ever even have a name?
I think it's literally just the Mechanist.
Loki, just the
It
inventor
is,
of tanks,
I think,
airships,
just
and
the Mechanist,
submarines.
actually.
No big deal.
No, but this guy's the reason that the fucking Fire Nation has half the technology that they have right now. This guy was just selling his fucking inventions to the Fire Nation for next to nothing. Like, this guy has to go into F tier. He's literally selling weapons of war to the Fire Nation. Do I have to explain myself here?
You're honestly right. His importance in the story
I
is
don't think he was
understated.
getting
I think he's
paid.
B, even though he didn't have a lot of screen time.
I don't think he was getting paid. I think he was getting paid in not being killed. I think that was his payment. His payment was being able to enjoy another day living in the air temple that doesn't belong to him.
Oh boy, it's Ty Lee.
All right, let me tell you
Oh
something.
my
Here
god.
we go.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, first of all, I know what Joe's gonna say about Ty Lee. I love Ty Lee. I don't like her more than Azula.
How do you call this girl 14 and then draw her with a fully developed woman body and big tits?
Okay,
Oh my
Jesus, could
He's
take
kinda
it
spitting,
easy,
though.
man.
A lot of characters look like they could be anywhere from 2 to 4 years older than what their actual age is.
To be fair, that's an anime thing in general, not
True.
just Avatar.
It's
Yeah.
not an anime.
Didn't ask.
It was made
Didn't-
in America.
didn't
Anime is
ask.
specifically animation made in Japan.
Maybe you should go outside and get some bitches instead of lecturing me
Ooh,
about
talk your
Japanese
shit, Trump.
cartoons.
God damn it. Where are we putting Ty Lee?
She's honest to God, best girl.
That's an absolutely ludicrous take.
I
You
agree.
are such a coomer.
Put her where May is in B. They complement each other.
Ty Lee
agree.
has cooler powers.
Not enough to bump her into A tier.
It's kind of a shame we never saw more of Azula's team plus Zuko.
I
I
know,
agree,
man, but
actually.
Each episode did a really good job of humanizing them.
Speaking of best girl, Suki,
My first childhood crush.
you were not a child
Really?
when this story came out, bro.
You were not a child when this story came out. Jesus Christ, dude, these guys are on their heads. Suki is cool. I liked her dynamic with Sokka and like, you know, Sokka being like the super misogynistic, like macho man guy thinks he's better than girls, and then like Suki kind of being like, you know, fucking humble yourself a little bit. But other than that, I really didn't like get that much out of her character. Like, I felt like she was more of a compliment to Sokka's character than she was a character herself. I'd say like middle B tier, maybe even upper C, if I'm honest.
She didn't really play an important role in the story, but she was still impactful.
The script
Yeah.
always had her on the back burner. It would have been interesting to see more from her.
Is this what
Yeah.
you meant by positive female role models, Barack?
Unironically, yeah. One of the best
Yeah.
female characters in the show.
She is a very
A
good
tier,
female
though?
I
character.
honestly think she is.
That's a weird take. I think she's B personally.
B, why do you think that?
She simply doesn't have as many good moments as the other A tier characters.
I
The
agree.
scene where she pilots an entire fucking airship to save Sokka and Toph is enough to put her in A tier alone.
I
I kind of
disagree.
agree.
If you say so.
We've got Fire Lord Ozai.
I think that's
Through and through,
generous,
this dude
but I
was
can
only
live
ever
with
a
it.
piece of shit.
The bad guy is bad because bad.
He was never a very good
Yeah,
character. He
yeah.
never needed to be, though.
He never needed to be a good character though. He played his role exactly the way he needed to play it. He's the bad guy, he's evil for the sake of being evil, and he's cracked out of his mind. Like those are like all the factors you needed. So he did his job.
Avatar was never about creating nuanced villains. It was more about focusing on the protagonist's journey as they try to overcome the impossible challenge of saving the world.
The role he serves in the plot plus the final battle is enough to keep him out of F, though.
I really don't think it does. He was such an unredeemable asshole. He's more deserving of F than anyone else on the list.
He also just had
Is he,
terrible
though?
motivations. All right, so we're going to destroy the ecosystem because...
If we put him in a higher rank because of his
Because-
significance to the story, the average is just going to make it look weird. Ozai doesn't belong in C tier.
I wouldn't mind if you put him in F.
D.
Oh my God, bro. It's the fucking owl.
Deadass. This thing
The
scared the
owl?
hell out of me.
This dude sucked. He was such an asshole.
Wan
No, but he's
Shitong,
kinda
he
cool,
who
though.
knows how to be mid.
That one
He's kind of cool though, actually. I kind of liked the owl.
sucked, bruh.
I'm trying, man.
Put him in D.
Kyoshi.
She was cool, and Kyoshi Island culture is cool, but she had...
I fuck with Kyoshi for the sole reason that when Aang was talking to the avatars on the back of the giant lion turtle, and he was like asking them for advice on what he should do to end the war, Kyoshi was the only one who was like, just fucking kill him, man. Like, that's essentially what she said. She was like, stop being a bitch. Aang is like, I've never killed anyone. I'm a vegetarian. Kyoshi's like, yeah, you know, but you're the avatar and you got to do whatever it takes to maintain peace in the world. Kyoshi was the only one who was real with Aang, who was like, yeah, you got to fucking do what you got to do, man. This is about more than your personal morals. This is about the fucking world we're talking about. So I always liked Kyoshi for that reason alone.
Had like what, 2 moments in the show?
Kyoshi is honestly S tier if you read the novels.
I'd take your word for it.
Okay,
but we're
nobody
still
reads
basing
those,
this
though.
list off just the show, not the comics.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Is C tier all right?
Sounds good to me.
That's fine.
All right, speaking of avatars, what about Roku?
Unlike
Roku's
Kyoshi,
goated.
Roku had a lot of insane
I
moments
love
and had a big
Roku.
impact on the
Roku's
story.
The
goated.
entire war being a consequence of his mistakes
tier
was
at
crazy.
least.
The Avatar and the Fire Lord was a banger episode.
He gave great
True.
advice to Aang, too.
Also,
True.
the winter solstice was a really cool episode.
It
True.
almost felt out of place with them going into the Fire Nation so early.
Doesn't take away from Roku absolutely
He's a
wiping that
strong
temple
A
off the
tier.
map.
Was that the Fire Nation's 9/11?
No, the Fire Nation's 9/11 was the solar eclipse, definitely.
Probably because they already knew about it before it happened.
And just like 9/11,
What? Yo, these presidents are out of pockets. Is that the Fire Nation's 9/11? Probably because they knew about it before it happened. Yo, these guys need to chill.
Was going in A tier.
Yeah, A tier's
Oh, brother,
fair.
it's Sozin.
Okay, my main problem was Sozin. Why go to help Roku with the volcano when you were going to leave him for dead either way?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, he shows up, he's like, you won't die today, brother, and he like helps him with that shit. And then like halfway through helping him, he's like, actually, I'm just gonna let you die. It's like, why the fuck did you even show up then?
Your biggest problem with Sozin was a plot hole and not genocide?
Nope.
Based.
Either way, Sozin was a piece of
Based.
shit. He had it so good. Why
Yeah,
did
he
he
was a
mess it up
dickhead.
with 100 years worth of war?
Yeah,
This
he's a
motherfucker
dickhead.
deserves F tier.
I agree.
Speaking of motherfuckers, Master Piandao.
A prime example of a cool non-bender.
You know this dude votes Republican.
Wow.
you know this dude votes Republican. I kind of agree.
A rich landowning ex-Fire Nation soldier that didn't do anything about the war until Sozin's come it just because...
There are some obvious plot holes about how the Order of the White Lotus operated, but I don't think you should let it detract from his character.
I'm just
He's a
saying,
good
I think
character.
he's capped at C.
C? Are you fucking kidding me?
B.
He's an A tier for sure.
No shot
B.
he's on Aang's level.
I put him in
Let's
B.
compromise and put it in B.
Whatever.
Yeah.
This dude is always getting some tail.
I don't know how he does it.
He can't keep getting away with it.
Bro, Sokka gets more fucking pussy than the rest of this universe combined. Everybody's like, Sokka's a non-bender, bro. That's not true. Sokka is a bender. He's a fucking back bender, bro. He's bending the backs of these girls from every single nation, dog. From fucking air, water, fire, earth. Sokka is out here bending their backs. Man's gotta be S tier for that reason alone. I don't even like him as a character that much, though. That's the thing about it. I think as a character, he's kind of annoying. If we're talking just character-wise, I'd probably put him in, like, B tier. I put him in A tier behind Roku, but, like, that man is a backbender, so he's got to get points for that.
He literally fucked the moon.
He's the last
He
Riz
did.
bender.
Bro is the coochie whisperer.
He's the coochie whisperer. That video was awesome. That video was awesome. Shout out to Jadoff, dude. That was really good. The writing in that was awesome. What do you guys think overall? Like, looking at this list, what do we think? Do we think this is a decent list? Be honest.